Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news off of the Outer Banks in Dare County where officials have released a picture of the missing Arkansas man's truck. Now investigators found that 39-year-old Chris Palmer's 2017 red Ford F-250 truck was in Dare County as early as January 9th, according to Dare County traffic camera footage. Now, Palmer was declared missing by Arkansas authorities on January 16th after rangers found his truck abandoned on the beach at Cape Hatteras National Seashore on January 12th. Now, officials say a blue and white kayak was seen in the back of Palmer's truck in the surveillance video, but was not found when rangers located the vehicle. Now, pings to Palmer's cell phone also showed that his phone was located near Avon on the evening of January 10th and near Cape Point in Buxton on the 11th. Visitor reports show the truck was on the beach January 11th as well. Now, Palmer is believed to be traveling with his German Shepherd and may still be in the Dare County area. Palmer is approximately 5 feet 6 inches tall with blue eyes and strawberry blonde hair. Officials say he was last in contact with his family on January 9th. Anyone with information on Palmer's whereabouts is asked to call the National Park Service at 888-653-0009, or you can follow a link on our website, WITN.com. Now, we also have news about an assault and domestic violence case in Greenville that has a woman now behind bars. Pitt County deputies arrested Jessica Parker earlier this morning after getting a warrant for her arrest. Deputies say they were called to the campus of Grady White Boats on Martin Luther King Jr. Highway at around 5:30 p.m. Tuesday for an argument with shots fired. According to the Pitt County Sheriff's Office, evidence revealed that a man and a woman, who was later identified as Parker, were arguing in the parking lot when she shot a handgun at the man. A K-9 found a spent shell casing that was seized as evidence. Deputies say there were no injuries or reported damage. Deputies went before the Pitt County magistrate with evidence, who found probable cause to get a warrant to arrest the 28-year-old Greenville woman. The warrant says Parker and the man were dating at the time of the argument. She was charged with assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill and domestic violence. Parker was taken to the Pitt County Jail without bond. Court documents say she is not allowed to have contact with her boyfriend until a judge approves. She will make her first appearance in court today. And now for your weather forecast. Of course, we continue to focus on the upcoming winter storm this weekend that is now turning again more and more into an ice event for eastern North Carolina, no longer looking at the same sort of snow potential we had earlier in the week. Things adjust, things change with the weather, and well, this week is highlighting that very fact. Here is what you need to know, again, for the First Alert weather days on both Saturday and Sunday. The conditions will really start to deteriorate as we head into Saturday afternoon with a lot of the wintry precipitation coming in, I would say late Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. From there, the precipitation really continues through pretty much all of Saturday night into Sunday, and then it should end by the time we get to the early hours of Monday morning. Now, there will be some breaks at times, particularly along the Crystal Coast, coming up Sunday evening to Sunday night. But again, it is still again going to be a wet and dreary weekend that's going to look just like rain. But what you're not going to realize until you wake up on Monday is that all of that rain is going to freeze on tree branches, houses, anything that's exposed will have a coat of ice on it by the time we wake up Monday morning. Now, depending on how far south that rain snow line gets will determine just how much ice we actually accumulate. Right now, snowfall totals, not looking like we're going to see much. Maybe an inch for some, but this is no longer, again, a snow event for eastern North Carolina. Ironically, right now, air temperatures are sitting right at their seasonal average, and we're actually going to get a little bit warmer as we head through the rest of the day. Plan on the low 60s coming up this afternoon, and for those of you watching in Ahoskie, Washington, Jacksonville, Kenansville, already at 60 degrees or warmer for those spots. So again, today is kind of the warm day over the next 8 days. If you're a fan of the warmer weather, this is your day to get out there and celebrate, because after today, we're going to be below average over the next week. Not just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but extending through next week as well. We're going to be, again, quite cold next week. We'll get to your 8-day forecast coming up in just a few moments, but right now, a west-northwesterly breeze is blowing in at about 7 to 15 miles per hour. That northwesterly wind component will certainly do quite a bit of bringing in that cold air to help lower air temperatures. Not going to be super effective today, but as we head into tomorrow, we will see air temperatures drop by about 10 degrees from the low 60s today to the low 50s by tomorrow. But the big news, of course, is the full development of that area of low pressure you're seeing between Arizona and New Mexico. That is the center of the massive storm system that is going to bring headaches across most of the southern U.S., from essentially New Mexico extending across Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, the Carolinas, extending all the way up into New York and potentially even the New England area. This isn't going to be a widespread system. For us, though, it's not the snow, it is the ice. And ice is, in my opinion, quite a bit worse than snow. You're not going to be able to sled in ice. So let's take a look at exactly what we've got planned for this weekend. This is Saturday at 7 p.m. So again, anticipating the start of that wintry precipitation to start to roll in over the tail end of your Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. By 7 p.m., we're looking at sleet snow mixture, but also freezing rain across a healthy portion of not just eastern North Carolina, but you see extending it all the way back to the western portion of the state. This is going to affect all of the Carolinas, especially on Saturday night. Now, as we make our way into Sunday, we're going to see that area of low pressure that's going to be the source of the moisture. It's going to get a little bit closer to the east. And this is what is bringing our temperatures up a little bit on Sunday. Yesterday, we were looking at more of the mid-30s for Sunday's high temperature. Now we're into the upper 30s because that low is going to get so close to us. Those low pressure systems, if they get too close, they bring in warmer air above 32 degrees. It kind of wrecks a snowfall forecast. Now, if that low over the next 24 hours or even 48 hours really decides it wants to shift a little bit further down towards the south or even the southeast, that will open up the door for more cold air sticking around eastern North Carolina through the day on Sunday. That will increase our opportunity for ice accumulations. No fun there. But it could also lead to a slight increase in the snow possibility as the whole system exits. The colder your air temperatures stay on Sunday, the better chance you have of possibly again seeing a few flakes as this system pulls out into the Atlantic. Now, of course, I'm saying a few flakes because that's exactly what it is. Just a few flakes. We really don't have much in terms of actual accumulations, but here's what we've got Monday morning. Again, you can still see some snow coming down across the northern portion of eastern North Carolina. That's going to kind of be hit and miss. We may see some flurries try to roll through late Monday evening, but certainly nothing that's going to make conditions a whole lot worse than what they are already going to be. So at this point, that's kind of a look at what we are anticipating for not only your Saturday and Sunday, but even extending into Monday as well. There will still be some slick spots on the roads. Of course, my daughters earlier this morning asked me, Dad, are we going to have school on Monday? And right now, that honestly is looking like it's going to be up mostly to the DOT. How effective is that brine going to be when you've got rain coming down? You got to remember, the more rain that comes down, the more of that brine washes off the roads. So we're essentially going to be needing treatment through the event, and that makes it again more difficult for that brine to be as effective as if we just had brine and then snow falling on top of that, or even sleet falling on top of that. So this is going to be a challenge for the DOT crews. Right now, I'd be surprised if we had school on Monday, but again, that is not my call to make. We'll see again what school administrators have to say as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. But do note that your air temperatures are going to have everything refreeze again Monday night into Tuesday. Overnight lows dropping down to 12 degrees. Another first alert weather day for that chill. And then we slowly warm up from Tuesday into Wednesday. Certainly not getting warm, but I'll take 41 degrees over 36 degrees because that Wednesday day is going to help melt away any of the leftover ice and maybe some sleet spots that will still be left over as we head towards the middle of the week. Everything cools down again for the following Thursday and Friday. And again, coming up the following weekend, still looking cold. Whew. Yeah. Ice event, no fun. Well, that's all we have time for today's 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic Thursday.